Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Catherine from Dryer Days Art Studio. Thanks so much for being with me today. So as you can see, I'm working on a crescent shape here. This is made out of MDF board, and it's about 3/4 of an inch thick. I did gesso it to prime it, and I painted the outside edges with black paint, and the underneath is taped around the rim of the shape. I decided I wanted to try to do a tree ring pour with this shape. And as you can see, all my colors are there to the left that I'm going to be using. They all were mixed with equal parts to my pouring medium, and then I added water to consistency. When I do tree ring pours, I do like the paint a little bit thicker, sort of like warm honey, maybe even a little thicker than that. I just like to have a little bit more control and thickness of the paint when I do tree ring. So all of them, again, were mixed with my pouring medium, which if you want the recipe to that, it will be down in the description of this video with a link to the video of how I make it and store it. And then I'm just going in here and adding the paint on the side of the cup there so that it essentially layers the paint. I started in the center and started with that small circular motion, and I was afraid I was going to lose a lot of the paint here due to the shape. So what I did was I moved to the top here and then the bottom with that same circular shape with the rest of the paint that I had in my cup, and then slowly maneuvered it around. This is time-lapsed. I slowed it down, but I'm still moving quicker in the video than I was in real time. Added a little more paint to that corner. This was an interesting shape to try to do this in, but I did enjoy it. It was fun. Just checking, making sure all my edges and everything are covered here. I will in a moment move the crescent shape onto 2 cups so that I can really get to that underneath ledge of the shape and scrape off any excess paint that's dripping. Here I was adding in some of that very dark blue in with the stick straight from the cup, because as I was looking at this, it was missing a little bit of dimension for me. The lines weren't as distinct as I would have liked to see. And here is where I mentioned I bring these 2 cups in to set the shape on so that I can really get underneath with that rack there. It's really hard to scrape off the excess paint. And as you may or may not know, it is important to get any of that extra paint off because it will pull on your paint, and that will distort any nice cells that you have, or ribbons, or nice lines with your tree ring. And so I wanted to make sure that I got all that excess paint from underneath off, because I did have quite a bit of paint on here. Of that initial first tree ring pour that I did. Again, I still wasn't happy with it, so I thought, let me pull my camera down and look at it through the camera lens. Sometimes you can gauge a painting better when you are sort of looking at it through the camera, and I just still wasn't that thrilled. So I'd set it aside for a little bit and came back to it. I still had my paint was pretty wet, and I decided to try another small tree ring in the middle of the shape here. And I just used the dark paint because it just was a little too light for me. I really knew I wanted this to be a dark painting, and it had just gotten really too light for me. Now you can see here it really added some more dimension. It's more eye-catching. It's a richer, deeper looking painting, and I am just thrilled with how it came out. And this just goes to show, if you're not happy with something, you know, don't quit. Go back to it, work on it, see what you can do to fix it to get it how you want it. And now here I just wanted to show how I was varnishing this painting. I decided to do a matte finish because when it was 100% dry, it just looked really cool, and it was kind of a matte look on the MDF board, and I just thought too much gloss is just really going to take away from this painting. So I do have this matte varnish for acrylic and oil paints, and I can include a link to that down below. All of the products that I use in this will be linked down below if you guys need anything or want any of the products that I use. Here I'm just obviously shaking it a lot. I try to shake for 1 to 2 minutes to really get that stuff mixed up, especially if I haven't used it in a while. And I just wanted to show here how I have the back taped up. And later that day, my husband would put a hanging apparatus in the back for me so that this painting can be hung up. And just coming in, doing one layer here first, making sure I'm getting around all the sides, the edge, and really getting that top nice and coated with one coat. I did want to come in and do a second coat. I usually do at least 2 coats of a varnish, so this is what I'm doing here. Just showing you guys, and it did dry beautifully. It looks so nice now. I can't wait to see who winds up with this painting. That's always half the fun, is seeing who ends up buying a piece of the work, and I just love how this came out. It's beautiful. I can't wait to do more Crescent Moons, and I hope you guys enjoy how this came out too. Please let me know in the comments what you think, if there's anything you'd like to see me do. Questions are welcome, and please come and check out the Facebook group, Acrylic Pouring and Fluid Painting. We're having a really good time over there. Everybody's so nice and supportive, and it's a really nice group. And so here it is with the matte finish. I'm really happy that I did go with the matte. I think the gloss would have taken away from it a little bit. And I did just want to show quickly removing the tape from the back. And there still is a little bit of paint there in the middle, as you can see, but definitely it looks nice and clean now with that tape off. And you can see where I had added the hanging apparatus. And here it is up on the wall, on my nice dark wall. And I think it just really pops with that white and the dark blue in there. I'm really happy with this piece. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everybody, keep on pouring.